It's on now. I heard you click it. I heard you. See, now I'm more aware. Now I know when you're recording me. Hi, D.
Hi.
I guess I'll just start it off. How are you?
Uh, Decent.
Why?
Well, I have a story for you. You ready for this?
Oh, yes. Wait, this story. Tell me.
Okay.
You said it wasn't bad, though.
It's not bad because it doesn't concern me or Kevin directly. It's more of like an indirect kind of thing. So I tell you
Okay.
pretty much what happened and then like what actually happened for the entire course of this incident. And what happened was our neighbors called animal control on Boomer.
What? Why?
So here's the
Your
thing.
dog, by the way.
Yeah, Boomer's my dog for anyone that doesn't know, and I don't think I've mentioned him before,
No.
like during
What the
podcasting.
fuck? Oh, I shouldn't say that. What the heck? What? What do you mean? Okay, sorry. Go. Go.
Okay, so for anyone out there who's listening that has a dog, and some breeds are more like aggressive than others just by their temperament or whatever. And growing up, of course, Kim can attest to this. Owning German Shepherd or German Shepherd mixes, they become pretty protective.
All right. What? Oh,
And
right. Because yeah, he's a
yeah,
mix. Okay. So what happened?
so Boomer has this thing where he is barrier protected, if that makes sense.
Barriers.
Yeah, so he gets aggressive if someone's trying to come up like through our doors or through our or a dog's trying to come up to like a gate or a fence. He gets barrier
Okay.
protective.
Yeah.
And so we've been aware of how he is for the past like as ever long we've had him. But
Yeah.
so here's the thing. He's had not incidents, but him and the dog next door, they would sometimes go at it. Especially, it doesn't help that our fence is a chain link fence. So,
Oh.
yeah. And of course, we know Boomer has this issue. And we've worked on it before. But I think part of the reason why, because, when he goes outside and I see him, when I see the dog next door, I normally call Boomer in. And if I'm going to leave him out for longer periods of time, it's normally when I'm outside, like working out. Because I know he gets like this. And we've done stuff such as train him with like a collar and different methods or whatever. And he's been better. But recently, and I've noticed this, me and Kevin, whenever we let him out, we always like call Boomer back in or we discipline him. But the neighbor doesn't with his dog.
See,
So
I hate.
yeah, because, like, we will call Boomer in and he will discipline him and do whatever. And then the neighbor doesn't do anything with his dog. So they had an
He's like,
incident.
oh, my dog is perfect. Your dog is trash. I
Yeah,
hate people.
they had an incident a few nights ago and I called him in or whatever. But the owner was, which I can understand, the owner was, like, scared for his safety because, of course, they both scruff each other up once in a while. Like Boomer has scars on his noses and stuff like that from the dogs, them going at it through the fence or whatever. But because of that, he called animal control on Boomer. So here I am. I was like cleaning our car rental because it was the same day I was bringing him back, and I see a random car like pull into the driveway. I'm like, who the heck is this guy or girl, whatever? And I saw on the side of the car it said animal control. And the guy came over and he's like, yeah, your neighbor called animal control and
What
talked
a
about
cop out.
Boomer.
Did he do that before? Did your neighbor do that before, like talking with you first?
No,
So they talked to you before, like before about the incidents with the dogs?
no. Like,
Did your neighbor talk to you about the situations with the dogs first?
no, they didn't.
So that's a stupid pussy move then. Why don't you have a freaking conversation and be like, yo, obviously we know this is an issue between not one of our dogs, but both of our
Right,
dogs. Instead of just calling animal. That's so lame. Give me a break.
right. So I was talking to them and I was telling the guy the whole story. I'm like, yeah, I know Boomer's like this, but half the time, and this goes for anything, not even animals, there's also another side of the story. Like, Boomer's scuffed up too. And, like, sometimes
Exactly.
the neighbor doesn't bring his dog in or reprimand or correct his dog's actions, you know? Like, it can't only be us. So, in the moment,
What did the guy say?
nothing. He's like, oh, we just wanted to come out here and talk to you. There's nothing, we're not going to do anything or whatever. It's just your neighbor called. And he said, most of the time when we get these calls, it's because the people are acting emotionally. And I'm like, of course, like, I get mad when Boomer does it because we've been trying to correct his issue. But
Right.
me personally, and this is the thing, I know for me personally, I wouldn't act out and call animal control. I feel like that's like
No,
a last
that's
resort.
so stupid.
Yeah. The first thing you should ever do is talk to the person, right? Talk to whoever
Right,
you have an
that's
issue
my
with.
point. Why didn't they go to you and be like, "Hey,
Uh,
obviously we know like this is an issue." Because before our fence in the backyard was up, we had the chain link and Mocha would go crazy and
right.
stuff. He still does, even though he can't see anybody now.
Right.
But like the neighbors would bring their dogs in, or I would bring Mocha in when the other dogs are out because I hate when he barks. It annoys the crap out of me. So like that's so stupid to me. I don't like that. Also, Boomer is a cutie pie, so
Right. So in that situation, I know that how I would act, but the thing is, you can't expect someone to act the same as you.
you can't, but you do anyways. Like, well, and I tell like the kids that I babysit for because they just got a dog. And although their dog is very friendly and social, I was like, here's the thing, babe. And I tell the kids, I go, you know how your dog is going to act. You don't know how other people's dogs are going to act.
Right.
Because some dogs, like all dogs are lovely, but some dogs don't know how to act in social situations, i.e., my dog. So, like, I was like, you have to, the only thing that you can be responsible for, and you said it yourself, like, is you and your dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's, wow, that makes me angry.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it's so lame because it's like, I feel like things like that can be avoided if you just, I don't know, have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, for sure. Like, there's definitely a way to resolve this issue, you know?
Totally.
And we've been doing it. It's just like bringing Boomer
Like,
in when he acts like that, or being
well,
aware when the dog next door is outside. And I've even been walking Boomer because we can't really take him to the dog park, because we got a small car and
uh-huh.
him and Winona can't
Well,
both fit in it. But
next time your neighbors are outside, you should be like, yo, I would be like, excuse me, this is what we're not going to do is call
right,
animal control for no reason
right.
and waste people's time. You should do that. You want me to come over there and do that?
Sure, go ahead.
You don't think I will? Please, give me a break. That's so lame.
Right. It's frustrating for two reasons. One, like, we've been working Boomer through this issue, and
I
it
know.
like comes and goes with waves because, okay, when we had the Jeep here, I would take him to the dog park like almost every day, so he wouldn't have to go outside in the backyard. But now
Well, he's
since he
also
had,
like an old dog. He's
yeah,
9 years old, 10 years old. Like it's not easy to teach
yeah,
old dogs new tricks. Like
right, and the dog next
when he
door is
corrects
two,
you, like it's different.
right.
Oh, that makes me angry. That I want to punch the air.
And
I get mad and I punch the air.
the thing is, like, we take him to the dog park and stuff, and he's way better, like, at the dog park and stuff than he ever was when we first got
That
him.
dog just gives off bad vibes because dogs can give off certain vibes.
Yeah, I think that's part of the issue, but it comes down to, like you said, you don't know what the owner or the other dog is going to do. Like, the fact that I don't see the owner
What kind
correcting
of
the
dog is
dog's
it? Is it a
behavior.
small dog?
Huh?
Is it a small dog?
No, it's a. I don't want to be stereotypical, but the
Pit bull?
dog's a pit bull. So,
We love
wait,
pit bulls. I'm
yeah,
not.
we love pit bulls, but I know they can be protective. That's probably just what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when we had Jasmine and she was like, she wouldn't really, Jasmine wouldn't start a fight, but she would finish a fight.
Yeah.
And she had a very good perception
Right.
of people and other animals, which is funny because some of the people that I don't associate with now, she didn't like them. Just saying.
Isn't that crazy? Right.
I'm like,
Cuz so for example, we go to the dog park and if I have both dogs, Winnie has no perception at all of dogs. Like she'll do the
nah.
whole like, "Oh, what happened the other day?" Right? She was trying to be friendly to that pack of 3 or 4 dogs, right? She was trying to be friendly or whatever, but she doesn't know perception, so they ganged up on her. And
Neither do you. You don't
we're not
either.
talking about me. We're talking about Winona, little
Does
baby
Winnie
Winona.
not know peripheral vision or whatever? Or like
But
being in
she
people's face?
she just want to be friends with all dogs. But I guess they weren't
That's like
giving her the vibes, the bad
Cookie does
vibes.
the same thing. Cookie, my other dog, Cookie does the same thing. Like she's a like she was a stray, she was rescued, so she doesn't. She's afraid of human beings, which is fair, but she loves dogs. But she can't doesn't catch the vibe of other dogs. So literally, we were at the park one time, and Cookie will go up to any dog. Like she'll cry if she doesn't. Like she wants to say hi to them, which is so cute. But there's this one dog we were passing him. This dog is barking in her face, like barking, barking, barking. And some dogs just aren't good with. They have to check them out first, I think. But this dog is barking at her, and she's like trying to go up to the dog. I'm like, no, Cookie, get over here, move, no, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, Winnie's
But
the same way. So, since she's bad with it, that's why, I mean, it's not right that an owner allows their dogs to get to the point where they're ganging up on one dog. And she was trying
yeah,
to defend herself, but literally there was dog coming in at her at every angle, you know?
mm.
Which, I
But
mean,
Winnie's a tough chick. She can get him.
I know, but like they were twice her size coming at her, 3 dogs. Like I don't blame her for trying to defend herself.
Yeah,
But in that
that's
type
why
of
dog parks are kind of iffy. I think
yeah,
sometimes.
but in that type of situation, she's not good at telling like what dogs are good or bad. Now, when we bring both of them, Winnie would go up to someone, but if that dog is giving bad vibes, Boomer will intervene and stop them because he's a good perception of like the bad vibe type of dogs.
Hmm.
Also, too, if sometimes if he notices Winnie's going too hard on a dog that can't, keep up with her or whatever, he'll stop her. You know? Yeah.
He's like the grandmaster, eh?
Oh, for sure.
I feel
But
like people need. I feel like dogs need to help people like know when there's like fake bitches around. You know what I mean? That would help.
right. I think also
You gonna?
too.
Am I right, D?
Right. I think also too owners just need to be more of aware of their dog's actions and just make,
Yeah, like
corrections.
some dogs just don't vibe, and like they just don't.
Right. Right. And
Oh my god, left.
you should be more aware of your own dog's actions because it's easier to control your own dog than anyone else's.
I said that. God, you are just like mom. You literally, I will say something, and you too will claim that you came up with it through your third eye psychology, subconscious mindset, and you will claim it, and I will be like, I told you this.
I'm not claiming it. I just like
And that, like, I don't
reiterating.
know, 5 minutes ago, or maybe you just have awful memory, like mom. Is that what it is?
You know
Do
what
I
it
look
could
pale
be.
on
I
camera?
can't even tell at this point.
Do I look pale on camera?
Uh, you're one
A
side where
little.
the light source is.
I got a new contour palette that's coming in. Very excited because my other one is like 3 years old, which isn't good. That sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, they can't really. That's lame. Hey neighbor, come talk to me.
I told you it was stupid.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was like that.
What did you think
I,
it was?
I honestly thought it was somebody from our family. To be
No.
honest.
No one talks
Okay.
to me.
Well, no, you don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, that's that's true too.
There's a difference. We don't want to talk to any of them. There comes a certain point with family where you're obligated to like spend time together. I guess in our case, because we were children, and so we have to hang out. Don't get me wrong, they're all right, but like, do I want to talk to them like on my own will? No, not at all. Right?
Well, I think for us too is that no one tries to connect with stuff we like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like, well, if you don't like fart jokes, then you're not cool, and it's like, okay.
Like,
But
okay,
I
I'm
feel
not 12.
I feel like right, but I feel like people like our cousins that we like talk to, they don't talk.
Yeah, that too.
You like just don't talk. They have like this awkward like cuz mom was like, "Oh, cuz I was like, "Mom, I'm like this cousin in particular cuz I'm not going to say their name. I'm like they don't talk like ever." And she goes, "They talk to me." I go, "They don't talk to me." We're all around the same age, but it's like I think only Chris is the one who's like social and like talks to people.
Right.
The other one, they don't. They'll just stand there and just like try to be bros and like bro it up. I'm like, bro,
Bro. Jim
bro,
Bro.
come on, bro, come at me, bro. And it's like I don't want to talk to any of you.
Yeah, no. Not
I
at
just
all.
can't. But I thought it was that.
No.
Okay,
No.
I think there's like a tornado happening outside because the house just shook. So also, I might throw up in the middle of this podcast. We'll have to see. I feel like
Why?
I'm gonna.
Oh, I just thought of this. Everyone, I just want to let everyone know Kim caved. She ordered DoorDash.
I caved. Wait, did I talk about it on here?
Yeah, you did. We talked about it.
I'll be honest. I don't remember anything that I say after we have these episodes. I really don't. I did. Oh, I caved, but I wanted salad. Okay, I caved. It was healthy.
So, you still caved.
I'm glad. Well, if anything, I deleted it right after.
Oh, sure.
I deleted it. Well, listen, I just like spent. I accidentally ordered something on my credit card instead of my gift card, so I'm not buying anything anytime soon. But I caved.
Yep, she caved. I knew it wouldn't last.
Well, you live and you learn. I guess. I deleted it. It's fine. It's gone. Oh my god, my knee is killing me. That sucks. Gonna stare at me.
No, I thought you had something to say.
I don't have anything to say.
Really? That's a first.
No. Are you sure I don't look pale on camera?
I told you it's coming from where the light source is.
Oh my god, it's so dark now. Okay. Oh my god.
What is it? So you want to hear something else that's funny? It's not that funny, but you know how I always like have incidents of deja vu?
Yes. What?
So when we were recording the podcast with Paige, literally in the middle of the podcast, I was experiencing deja vu. And
Why?
I don't know. Maybe I've dreamt us doing the podcast or something, but literally in the middle of the podcast, I was like, "Oh my goodness. Like, what is this?" And I have a lot of deja vu moments with you, and I don't know why.
Because you're stuck with me forever.
Ugh, that's right.
God bless. Aren't you excited to be stuck with me forever?
Well, yeah, now I am.
Now? What do you mean now? What does
You
that
know,
mean?
younger me, like 5-year-old me, probably wouldn't because I was so sweet to you and you were so mean to me.
Too bad. Well, if anything, I think old us is just we've teamed up and we just gang up on mom now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. She gets offended.
I know.
She gets so butthurt. She really does. She's like, you
That,
guys are being mean to me. I'm leaving. Remember when she almost left the house?
oh, when I was home.
Yeah. She's like, I'm leaving if you guys are being mean to me. Like, Mom, we're joking around. God.
Half the time we're joking around,
Yo,
half
how come nobody in our family can take an effing joke?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Well, most of the time we're actually like saying something that if she, speaks her mind, you normally can't say out in public.
Well, it's not that well, in those most instances, we're not making fun of her. We're just like my mom, she'll say things and it'll just come out the wrong way. Mind you, like she doesn't say things to these people that she's talking about, but she'll say it to us and I'm like, "Mom, you can't say it like that." Like and it's like we understand what you mean, but if you say it a certain way, it's going to be offensive. It's just like and then sometimes she'll just say stupid crap like off the top of her head. And I'm like, okay. But it's just whatever. She's like, but don't you understand what I mean? I'm like, I get what you mean, but you can't say it like this, okay? Because you will get in trouble. And
Yeah,
I'm
we're
just
here
trying
for
to help
you.
out. Maybe she should. You know what, Mom? Maybe just get in trouble. See if I care.
That's how she'll learn.
Yeah, right. I mean, listen, she takes everything that I tell her, so she'll be fine. But oh my god. But yeah. So what else
So,
is going on? Eh?
nothing, but I have a question for you.
What?
Did you finish watching The Witcher?
No. I haven't worked out, so no. Maybe I'll finish today. I say in quotation. Finish
finish
it.
finish your preliminary watch
What am I?
of the season and then
I
watch it
finished
again.
I I I have to watch it. I'm not going down the spiel again. I have to. I finished Ink Master, and that's something that I want to talk about. It's one of my topics today that I brought to the table.
Okay, go for it.
I finished season 9,
Mhm.
10. I finished both of them.
Okay.
And I want to talk about it because um I feel like Danielle and I have been binge watching Ink Master, and we're almost done because there's 13 seasons and we finished season 10. And for me, a lot of in the later seasons that have been bothering me is this whole like strategy of the game aspect of the show. Because for me, like the premise of the show is that you have X amount of contestants come in and they have certain challenges where they have to tattoo and then they get judged off of their tattoo and then they whoever has the worst tattoo of the week goes home for anybody who doesn't watch it. I just like and then I feel like in the beginning seasons it was all just about who was good at tattoos, right? Would you
Mhm.
agree with that?
I agree.
But the more that the show has progressed and obviously had gotten popular, there's this idea of like strategy of the game. And for me, it's kind of hard to watch because one, I obviously know they're amping up the drama to make it interesting. But two, I think that this is a show where like it's so unnecessary. It's not a show where like the strategy of the game is important because when I think of like strategy, I think of like the challenge or like Survivor or something.
Right.
I don't think of like this particular show because ultimately whoever's gonna go home and lose are the people who aren't the best at this craft.
Right.
Like you're being judged on your talents rather than your polit- political like game mindset.
Right.
Are you gonna okay?
I'm waiting for you to finish and then I'll say my piece.
Um, but so my question is like, is it like, what are your thoughts on that? Also, too, like, is it a game? Like, would you consider it like a game strategy show, or would you still consider it like a tattoo competition, like a competition or like a game show?
Um okay. So I'll explain my thoughts about it, and then hopefully that will help me like
There you go.
choose which one you're talking about. But so actually, recently, for anyone out there that listens to other podcasts, I was listening to I'm probably gonna butcher this, the UMSO or UMSO podcast that athlete Matt Vincent hosts. And I sent you some videos from that, but he had a former contestant of Ink Master on it, um, Marissa Lauren,
Mm-hmm.
and she was talking about Ink Master now, especially since Ink Master's canceled, so they're not obligated to really like keep secrets in it or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was saying that yes, it's a reality TV show, so of course they're going to amp up the drama and stuff to get people to watch. But she was also saying that going in to the beginning of the season, like yes, you can tell this is one difference between Ink Master and any other reality TV show, like you were saying, Survivor. Boomer's laying down his back. Survivor or whatever. Ink Master, you
Yeah.
actually have something physically to look at to judge. You're not judging based on the person or whatever, or you shouldn't. In the
Well,
beginnings.
it's like it's a contest. Like it's not like a strategy show. It's a contest. Like it's based off of your talents.
Right, right,
It's not I
and
don't know.
it should it should remain that way, or should have remained that way, because it's different where you have like people going up against people. Okay, you have something you can actually physically look at and then compare it to other tattoos, right? So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the craftsmanship should be the only thing that matters. But when she was on the podcast, she was saying how, like towards the beginning, when they were starting off their season of filming, producers would be like, "Oh, let's record these people because they're more dramatic. Oh, like critique this person in a certain way so they can set up those personas for those individuals." Because for anyone, if you're interested to talk to someone that actually has been on the show, I highly recommend you go listen to this podcast. She, before she went to film her season, right? She's a fitness influencer. She's a bodybuilder, and she doesn't wear like dress type of outfits or whatever. She's more comfortable in t-shirts and jeans, right? So they went, when she was going onto Ink Master for her season, they changed her whole persona. She has an accent, but they told her to like get rid of her accent.
He has an accent?
She has a southern accent. She's from Florida.
Really?
Uh-huh. So,
Well, she did a good job hiding it.
yeah. Yeah. So they wanted her to have this whole persona, which she wasn't, And from the beginning
Well,
of their season, they have in mind, the producers, like, okay, we want these people to go the finale. And you might be able to attest to this, season 10, you know, with the three masters. Okay. It was Anthony, DJ Tomby, and Steve, right?
the coaches, yeah.
Yeah, the coaches. I could, I know for a fact, compared to their three individuals on their teams, that Steve's individual was bad. Like, he was good, but he wasn't on the
Rolly? No,
same.
I thought Rolly was good. I liked him a lot.
He was good, but I think,
Comparatively to the other two.
yeah, comparably to the other two,
Well,
but
and you could say that
also,
about Steve's entire team.
right, right. I think they wanted to have someone from each team in the finale. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
So,
because also too, with season 8 with Chris the Nunez versus Peck, like it wasn't
mhm.
equal.
No, no, it wasn't.
But I think that here's the thing, like like obviously everybody knows how reality television works at this point, where they have to have the personalities and the drama, and they tell people to act a certain way, and they do things to like angst and antagonize somebody. But I don't think that, as far as I've watched on the show, that anybody's done anything that's been outright like insane crazy where it's like ruined their character in any way, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
Uh huh.
But it seemed like, especially with season 10, that they had. I feel like they always have like the one person that's super like it's like the same what's the word? They have the same criteria for each season. Like they have the one person who's like super good and well known,
Yeah.
but he's an asshole. He's so cocky. And then they have the one person who's like been tattooing for like 2 seconds, but they're really good.
Yeah.
And then they have like the one person who isn't that great at tattooing, but thinks they're really great at tattooing and always fights with the judges.
Right.
Like, they always have a system of who's gonna do what.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me. I still enjoy the show, but it's hard for me to like enjoy the show, especially when I see like all of those really cocky artists. And don't get me wrong, they have every right to be confident in your work, because I don't think anybody on the show has been like explicitly like awful.
Yeah.
But for me, and this is another question I want to ask you, when it comes to a show like this and you have people like Josh, who had won, who I'm not saying he's not talented, he's very talented,
Mm-hmm.
but he was very cocky on the show,
Mm-hmm.
like super annoyingly cocky, which I didn't like at all. um does his character that we see on the show, for you, would it reflect on whether you would go to him as an artist, or would his work speak for himself?
I th- I liked. Hold on, let me think of the words to say.
Because for me, like, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's a lovely person in real life, and I'm, again, it's amped up for the show, but like,
Right. I'm the
I
type of.
would, I think character is the most important thing,
Mm-hmm.
period.
Mm-hmm. I think for this part we differ because the difference between like the show and actually going to them in person for an appointment is that you're only interacting with them for either a certain amount of time or like a certain amount of appointments and then you're done. You never have to talk to the person
Well,
ever again. So,
right, but like, these people are going on the show to brand themselves, right?
yeah.
To brand their work. If I, for me, your your talent doesn't mean ish if you're an a-hole. That doesn't matter. Because I think character, again, is the most important thing. So if you're agreeing with me, I understand what you're saying, but like, you gotta, if you're gonna brand yourself as at least a decent human being.
Mhm.
Because if I was on a reality show, I'm not gonna be that like bad villain guy who's okay to be the bad guy. That's just not me.
Yeah.
And especially if I have the talent to do so, which again he does, and a lot of other people in that spot did,
Mhm.
then there's no reason for you to be cocky.
Yeah. Yeah. I know when I start to follow artists that were on Ink Masters, I follow the artists that were actually like humble and not cocky with their
Yeah.
work anyways. But in a scenario where I knew the person and like they were really good at their craft for a specific thing and I was looking for that specific thing that I wanted to get done, then I would
Mm-hmm.
take into consideration, okay, their art's really good and I'm only going to be interacting with them for a certain amount of time. And then I would go with them. But I know for me, the people I follow from Ink Master are the non cocky ones, you know? But
No, I
yeah, but outside of Ink Master, I'm a fan of their art speaks for themselves.
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know. It just like, it's such a turn off,
Yeah.
because as much, hello mother, as much like as I liked DJ season 9, and again, I'm sure he's lovely. Season 10, he was just like on, he was ready to fight everybody. He was fighting with everybody. He was fighting, and I'm like, DJ,
He was.
stop! You're so talented. You don't need to fight with anybody.
Yeah.
But which team would you have been on
Team
if you
wise
were in
for
the,
season 10,
yeah,
Anthony.
Team Steve, Team Anthony, or Team
Anthony.
DJ? Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Well, for one, he's very talented for not a big bleh, for
They're
not
all
being a
very
tattoo artist for so long. He's very level-headed as a coach, I think. And he has good advice, and plus he approached his team members with a very level head, like in any situation. That's what I would expect from a coach.
Sorry, mom's giving me food.
Oh wow, don't you
Um,
feel special?
I agree. I think Anthony is such a sweetheart and he's very
Mm-hmm.
talented. And I agree with your statement that he was very calming to his team, but I thought that well, let me say this. I appreciated that when it came to judging because part of the season was that the coaches would judge the worst, pick one of the bottom three, like one of the worst tattoos. And a lot of the times they're going to have to pick somebody on their team. And so I liked how he always kept to his word and wasn't biased, even though people were on his team that had bad tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
I think again, his character. Mom, are you really going to the bathroom with the door open? She goes, edit that out. Leave it. Um,
Oh, I will.
so I appreciate again because it goes back to his character. But I think that I think he was too lenient.
Too lenient?
Yeah. I think he should have been more strict with a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Because he gave suggestions, but if that was me, my coach is coming with like suggestions, I'm gonna take their suggestion. Like,
Got
would
you.
you, as an, I guess it depends because I'm not an artist, so I have nothing to be passionate about. But would you like you do art? Like, if somebody came to you, and be like, hey, maybe you should do this or don't do this. Would you take the advice or try to be like very not stuck in your ways, but like you're like I trust myself, I know what I'm doing.
I think it depends on the subject matter. You know? Like, if something I've been doing for years and years and years, and someone comes up and says, oh, like, change this or change that, I will, think about what they said. But again, if I've been doing it for years and years and years and been honing my craft on that specific type of work, then I'd be like, when it comes to advice. Now, if it's something that I don't know anything about, or is something I'm, new in terms of drawing or whatever, then yes, I would wholeheartedly take someone's advice. Um, but I think for those type of things,
That
it
was like
depends on the situation.
because Lil D was like that. He was very willing to learn. He was one of the contestants on DJ's team, and he was an older gentleman, but
Mm-hmm.
and he had been tattooing 25 years, and I feel like the mindset about tattoos 25 years ago compared to now is a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though like maybe comparatively to other, can I help you? How come every time I'm in a room, she has to come in the room? Your phone charger? You want to say hello?
Hello, Dee Dee.
I like your hair. What, did you cut your bangs?
No, she dusted them.
Good.
She just dusted them.
Did you tell her that I yelled at you
Yes.
too?
Yes.
What'd she say?
Nothing. She goes, she goes, either you have them or you don't have them. But I had so many like broken ends.
Mm-hmm.
So. Hi, Dee.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Go. Goodbye. Now I lost my train of thought. But that's how like, because the mindset behind it has changed.
Yeah. But for
So-
him, I think it was really hard because he was in this competition mindset, and you can't learn, a new style or whatever in the course of like 3 days.
Right, because it's like hella stressful.
Yeah.
But no, I think I love Anthony. I think Anthony's great, but I think he should have been a little more, not strict, but maybe a little bit more. I think there should have been a time and place where he like would have like laid down the line and been like, "Yo,"
Yeah.
because even though he would give his advice, he had the calming demeanor, and they talked about it all the time throughout the show. I think there should have been a moment where he was like, "Listen to me," you know.
Uh-huh.
So, but if I were to pick a team, I would have been on Steve's team.
Really?
Yeah,
Why is that?
because I feel like if that was me, well, firstly, if I was on Anthony's team or DJ's team, they're closer in age to me, so I would no, seriously, like I would probably more inclined to talk back to them. and be rude. I'm being
Uh-huh.
serious. And being rude. And I think that just Steve's experience alone,
Mm-hmm.
um, for how long he's been tattooing, I think that would be more helpful for some like a younger person, than maybe somebody who hasn't been tattooing as long. And I just think I would do better as a competitor on his team because I think as like I don't want to say respect him more, but like as
You
an
do.
authoritarian figure, I would
Uh-huh.
like I wouldn't be an a-hole and like talk back, if
You
that makes sense.
respond to his type of leadership better than the other two.
Yeah, and it's just because like I don't know. You know?
No, no, I get it. Um, I I've always said
I
this.
like Steve a lot. I
Yeah,
really do.
no, he's really good, and I've said this. Every new season I watch of Ink Master, I think, and you probably noticed this too. Season 4 was the best Final Four they've ever had.
Final four or final three?
Final Four. Like
It
they
was
had a Final Three in the finale, but including the
oh,
like the
okay. It was Sausage, Halo, Maddie, and Scott.
yeah, they were the
I
best, the most
well,
talented lineup they've ever had for the last 2 episodes. And then after that, that's when they went into all the more drama and stuff.
yeah, I agree with that. But I think season 7 was pretty stacked too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true, but I still think season 4 they were the better like all around. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
But who's your favorite guy and favorite? Well, we haven't finished the show, but who's your favorite guy and favorite girl?
Sausage is my favorite guy, and my I don't want to say I pay attention to the girls because I do, but I don't remember them because there's so little women on the show. I gotta think about it.
Maybe you
it
should remember them more then.
I know, I'm so bad. Um,
You would think you would remember them more because there's not as many of them. My favorite
yeah,
guy I had is Christian.
yeah, no, yeah, I
I
know.
love him.
Um,
He should have won. No
oh,
offense, and I just loved his. I loved his sleeve. I loved his sleeve, and I loved his back pieces in the second time he was on.
uh-huh.
I just think I think he's really good.
Okay, so for the females, if I'm going black and gray, I'm gonna go to Ryan Ashley for sure. Black and gray or
Yeah.
line work. But for anything else, I would go to Sarah. And I know you don't like her, but she's very talented.
Well, it goes back to that character thing on the show. She was just portrayed as like a crazy person. It's not that I don't like her. It's just on the show, I didn't
Yeah.
like her.
You
No, I'm
good?
telling you to talk because I'm eating.
Oh.
You know
um.
what? You don't understand social cues.
No, I don't.
You should.
Um. Okay, so I.
Ask me my favorite guy and favorite girl.
You just said who they were though. Okay, who's your favorite girl? Because you said your favorite guy.
Guess.
Guess. Is it Ryan Ashley? No,
I mean, I love all the angels, but it's not one of the angels.
it's not.
They weren't the only girls on the show, Danielle.
I know, but you've mentioned him not him, her. You mentioned her a number of times. Is it Tattoo Baby?
No, but I like her.
um, oh my goodness.
I was
Oh,
excited when
what's her name? With the glasses.
Katie.
Katie, yeah, there you
I
go.
love her. I saw her. I'm getting a tattoo from her. I'm gonna get
Are
one.
you?
Yeah. She lost a bunch of weight. She had a baby.
Really? I gotta look this up.
Yeah. I want to get a tattoo from her so bad. I'm gonna go to Arkansas. You
I'll
wanna
go with
come?
you.
Cool.
Okay. What's her name? Katie.
It's Katie Tattoos on Instagram.
Oh. Oh wow.
But I love all the girls, but it's her portfolio is more my speed. And I
Right.
just love her. My favorite. She's really good too. And I loved her and Matt's time on the
team.
show. Yeah.
She looks. I mean, she doesn't look totally different, but you have to do like a double take, you know. Yeah, she's pretty good.
She's really good. I love her. I
Okay.
apologize for eating, but I'm
I
hungry.
mean, I've done it before.
Yeah, your snack, your ice cream.
I don't have any, so no snack for me.
But yeah, so I finished season 10, so I'm all caught up.
Woo! So, you're gonna pay for the rest of the seasons? Yeah.
I said this one coming up. I
Yeah,
didn't
but
say
don't
the
you
re-
think it's fair to pay for the final 3?
No.
I think so, but what sushi roll did you get?
A Philly and a shrimp tempura.
Oh, I want sushi now.
Well, it's like supermarket sushi, so it's not real sushi, but it's actually not that bad.
Where's it from? ShopRite?
It's from Dearborn.
Oh, okay. Dearborn has pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not like throwing up yet, so.
Okay,
Um,
so here's something that I totally forgot I wanted to talk to you about, but I remembered, and it's also kind of relevant. I don't know how much you've been following our news, and I don't follow the news that much, but the whole GameStop fiasco that's been going on, it has to do
No.
with like investing in GameStop stocks or whatever, but that's not what
GameStop.
I'm trying to.
The store.
Yeah, the store, which I don't know anything about, and I'm not here to discuss that part. But I wanted to ask your thoughts and opinion on this type of investing. So another podcast I listen to on my own personal time is the HWMF podcast that has Seth Feroce, who is a former bodybuilder, is a multiple business owner, and he runs it with one of his co-owners. His name's Bob, and he's a newly, I wouldn't say crowned, but he's a newly not endorser either, but he's into triathlons, and he just won, or not won, he just finished his first Ironman like a few months ago. And he's also co-owns like some of the same businesses as him. And they were talking about investing. And Seth was saying how since he does cardio every day, he wants to use that time to like learn something new, because if you not waste, it's not wasting. But if you're on
cardio,
yeah, what?
while he's doing cardio,
Yeah, like listen to an audiobook or something. Like he figured if you're doing cardio, for him, he does cardio like an hour a day. You can use that hour instead of listening to music or something to learn something new, or like listen to an audiobook or whatever. And he was talking about investing because yes, he has like multiple different businesses, and like not just businesses, but like the podcast and like YouTube or whatever that brings in revenue. But he was looking at different ways to invest his money out, because for him, and I think the same way too, money comes in. If you don't touch it, it just sits there, when you have other opportunities to invest. And this is something, and I thought it was so funny because I talk about it with you, and he brought up the point is that because again, we are manifesting, when all this stuff, takes off, and potentially when within this year you make revenue from this and expand, right? I don't want the money to just sit there, I want to like invest. And I don't know how much you know about investing, but
not a
and he-
thing.
and he talked about this too. I rather invest in people than in like a thing. Because the way my mind works
Like
is
a
that
like a company.
so the example he said or he used was like flipping a home. If like the people behind it, the craftsmen, the builders, like the subject matter experts say you need your bathroom redone, you've seen the person's work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
investing in people that way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, because again, I talked about it with you, I'm a big fan in invest in people that are passionate about their craft and you can visually see the results. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um, also, too, um, not only just investing, but giving back to people and organizations and helping others. I'd rather do stuff with my money that way because, in the long run, whether you're helping someone out or you're investing in someone or their company or you're starting a company with someone that like wants to do it and you're like, yeah, sure, go for it or whatever. For both situations, in the long run, it's gonna not only help them out because you're investing in their dream, and you see how passionate they are, but it's gonna help other people out, like
Yeah.
like say for example,
And also too, like the energy you give out is the energy you receive.
right, right,
You're giving out good energy and good vibes, you're gonna only get good vibes.
right. So Faye, so one thing and we talked about this that I've wanted to start business wise is a coffee shop or a coffee stand because
Ooh,
it's
coffee nook. A
yeah.
nude one?
No, no new
Woo!
ones.
Yes.
But out here in the PNW, coffee stands at like the side of the road or in a parking lot or a gas station are huge. And one reason, I mean, I love coffee, Kim loves coffee, it's a thing. But like if you start a business, you're supplying jobs to people that potentially don't have any, you know?
Right.
So in a way, you're using something that you're passionate about while also helping others because finding a job, and I know this firsthand right now, is hard, especially during like with everything going on. So
It's
the
so
fact,
hard.
yeah, investing in another business or in other people, you open up so many more opportunities for others to like achieve a job. And I know like also too, don't really talk about it that much, but being a veteran, it's hard for veterans to find a job, so you can provide them like a stepping stone to get another job. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, what are like? I know you don't know that much about investing, which is fine. But
Well,
what are your thoughts about this topic?
I mean, I think I'm pretty much on the same page as you. I think that most, like, I think that as far as just like investing, I think I can't even think. I can't think. Um, I think just with everything that you said, because I agree with it, it's just that for me, and I know that we don't have this issue because I know that we're genuine people, and I don't want to keep saying I think. It's just, who was the person that was saying like invest in people instead of
Seth Feroci on his HWMF
right?
podcast.
Because I agree with that because some people just invest in certain companies just to make money,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there should be a genuineness, how you were
Uh-huh.
talking about, that coincides with it.
Right.
And that goes from investing in people.
Mm-hmm.
Because although, as far as like opening a coffee shop or whatever, that is giving yourself some form of revenue and a form of a way of living, it's also doing that for other people. And like you said, that's the most important thing.
Right.
No, I totally agree. Like,
Mm-hmm.
as long as your as most important thing is that your intentions are there.
Yeah, your intentions are good and they're
And they're
not
good.
like bad intentions like,
They're not just
oh,
to make money. They're not just to be famous. They're not just for superficial BS things that are ultimately going to go away because they do.
yeah. Yeah.
They're they are for good, genuine reasons.
Mhm.
That's the success because we can even question what does success
Success
mean.
mean. Yeah.
Different to everybody. Um, that as long as like everlasting happiness that comes from helping other people and helping yourself,
Mhm.
that's gonna be the success that stays. I think.
Exactly. Um also also on this topic, which is very relatable, I was listening to a snippet from Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking. I don't know who he was
I
talking
listen
to.
to no podcasts. I should.
I know.
Shouldn't I?
You need to broaden your horizons, Kim. You need to like expand your mind. But whatever.
Remember when I said I got those audiobooks? I haven't even like
Listen to them.
yet. I will though. If I do that, I'll do it in the car.
Okay. But anyways, so I was listening to a snippet from Joe Rogan's podcast, and they were talking about famous people, and he made this comment because a good handful, almost all, and I don't know this for sure, but a good handful of famous people, after they gone through like their breakthrough and get a lot of roles, they end up becoming rich, right?
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan made this comment, which I think is so true. He said, "I'd rather be rich and anonymous than rich and famous."
We can't talk, can we?
No.
We can't fucking talk.
Yeah. He said he'd rather be rich and not well known than rich and famous.
Yeah, because there's a price to pay.
Mm-hmm.
I think just to being famous, not necessarily rich.
Right. Right. And I think that can be resort back to is that, like, take for example, I mean, okay, so look at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, right? He's in all these movies and stuff, but he also has opened up multiple different companies, you know? So he's
hella rich.
Yeah, he has multiple different sources of revenue. So when he doesn't become famous, he still has ways to make a living. But when you become
I also
rich,
think that goes with being like strategic about your work and
right,
your
right. Because say for example, like, so say we use us as an example, right? When the podcast gets out and more people listen, and we, earn revenue through this will be, one source of revenue, and say someone asks us to like partake in like a video or whatever. It because we will want to and we're passionate about it, but we're not slowly relying and depending on that, video or whatever. You know what I mean?
like money wise.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think it's just because people become money hungry, and it's unattractive.
Right. And then, but also too, then they're stuck with, okay, like, I have to act or do something in this role because that's where my money's coming from.
What do you mean?
Like we said, The Rock has multiple different companies, so he can do whatever projects he's passionate about. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not necessarily relying, like, his eggs are going in more than one basket.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, hello. Hi. Winona's here. Hi. Hi.
Hi, Winnie.
Oh. Hold on. She still has. Okay, there she goes. Yeah. The term I like to use is his hands are in multiple different cookie jars.
Yeah. Which is, I think, just smart and strategic.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
But
Ow.
I think that also too, like, I don't know, self-promote, like, just investing in yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
Is important too. Are you too distracted by Winnie?
No, well, she scratched me in the face, so that wasn't fun.
Oh. Are you bleeding?
No, I'm not bleeding.
Maybe your
hey,
dogs
that's not yours. Winona.
Maybe your dogs are very violent.
That's not yours.
Alright, dude.
Winona, I'm busy. Go lay down.
Get lost, kid. I mean, it's fine. Mom's in the background making so much noise anyways.
I can't even hear
Good.
her. Do you have anything else on the docket for today?
Do I have any? Do I? Do I? Let's see. Well, I mean, we kind of talked about it, but I had read an article for class that talks about It was a New York Times article talking to psychologist Daniel Gilbert, who
Mm-hmm.
um, specifies in like psychological happiness
Mm-hmm.
and the pursuit of happiness. And through the article and kind of what he was saying was that, and we kind of already talked about it a little bit, but saying that when it comes to certain things that we think are going to happen, we always overestimate the impact that it's going to have on our emotions.
Right.
He's gonna keep saying right every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Um, and so it just kind of talks about that, how we think that certain things like are gonna be like it's gonna ruin your life and you're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
miserable forever, and it's just not um realistic. And it kind of talks about realistic emotions instead of overestimating them. And it also talks about a lot of other things like materialistic satisfaction, which we already kind of talked about. The difference between like a minor inconvenience
Mm-hmm.
in relation to a bigger traumatic experience, because ultimately when little things happen we're like, oh, if it's like the which one the lesser of two evils,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately you're going to pick the lesser one, but it's still like it's okay for it to be still a pain in the ass, even if it's in your mind it's less significant pain in the ass.
Right.
And it just talks about that stuff, so I just thought it was interesting. But we already kind of talked about just like the pursuit of happiness in general, because I think it's all relative.
Mm-hmm.
Success is all relative. um and for me it just success for me is just being happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about money or
No.
fame or having things. It's just about being happy. What do you do? Y'all are so annoying, bro. It's just about being happy. But
Right.
that's kind of
I feel like we were on the same wavelength when we were like thinking up these ideas or like reading these articles.
well, I had to read it for class as like an icebreaker, and because my professor was like, "What is something that you thought?" I forgot what the question was, but it was along the lines of what's something that you thought like was gonna make you happy or wasn't, or something that you didn't think was gonna like make you happy, or something that you thought was going to be a huge deal and it actually wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I said that, and use like different terms from the article. I talked about certain impact bias when I was transferring to college,
Mm-hmm.
because my mindset in high school it was very pessimistic. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't even want to go to college. Um, and my experience with school just wasn't a really good one as far as like academics and stuff. It's not that I wasn't a bad student or I did bad things. It's just that I didn't enjoy high school in particular because it was just so forced,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think too you can agree with this. The high school we went to is a very advanced high school in its education, that it's hard and it's very competitive. And so when you're competing with all these elites and you're like, you get a B and these people get an A, and you're just like, and you get patronized for it. It's like, come on, I'm just a human being. So it really, that kind of ruined my experience with education, and I didn't value the experience of having an education and going through the process. So I was talking about in my introduction post was like, I was very pessimistic when I transferred. I didn't want to. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And that would frustrate me too, because I was like, how do these like 16-year-old kids know what the F they want to do for the rest of their lives? I do not get it. I don't get it. Like, how do my
Well,
friends know what they want to do? How do they know want to do this or want to do that? I don't know. I still don't know. Like, I have no idea. And I'm 22. I have no idea. And I thought that was a problem. It's not a problem.
mm-mm.
But I went to community college and I found that my experience at college was hella different than my experience in high school, just because the different people, the different scheduling. Like, I can make my own schedule. I can pick classes that I actually want to take. I'm picking things that I actually like. I have teachers or professors that I actually think are really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my choice in being there. I'm not forced to be here. And so I found a love through education. And now that when I'm in school, I really enjoy it. And beforehand, this impact bias of like, this is going to be a waste of my time. It's going to ruin my life because it has been for the past 18 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that just completely changed just because of different circumstances. But that's what I was talking about in my introduction post. But that coincides with that article. But I think that um it goes with the pursuit of happiness because I never thought that I would be happy about getting a degree or getting 2 degrees, my bad, getting 2 degrees and like going to school and actually enjoying it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So when it comes to the pursuit of happiness, this is what my thoughts about it is that the pursuit of happiness is your own journey and your happiness matters above like anyone else's. You know what I mean? Like say for
Yeah.
example, you're in a relationship with someone. You should not be seeking happiness from that person. You need to be happy with yourself, your own thoughts, your own feelings before you get into a relationship with anyone else. They should just be there to like enhance your happiness, you know? Um I don't think, and of course this is just my personal opinion, getting happiness from materialistic items is like should be a priority or a thing because, when you get older and stuff, you may not be able to use that specific item, and it's not really going to matter whether you have it or not later on in life. And also, too, and I realize this, that you shouldn't go back to seeking happiness in people, and you shouldn't do that because also, too, like, say, for example, you're in a relationship with someone, right? And they make a promise to you, and you're relying so much on this promise to be fulfilled, but they're also human beings. So, what if they don't fulfill that promise and you were relying so much of your happiness on that specific promise?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just let down and you're sad because they didn't fulfill what they set out or said that they were going to do. So I think when it comes to pursuit of happiness, you need to consider your own happiness first, and then once your happiness is fulfilled or is like at a full or you're working on it, then all the residual stuff can flow into your happiness in a relationship or your happiness in your job or whatever. And I know people are scared to do this because they might have never
I was
done
gonna
it
say
before.
people don't. They rather avoid it than not avoid it.
Yeah. So they rather avoid it. And if you're not happy about some aspect of your life, do something about it.
Yeah.
If you're not happy at your job, leave it or get another job. If you're not happy with a specific person in your life, like talk to them or like
Cut
do
them out.
something about it. Yeah. Do
Get rid of
something
them.
about it.
Kick them to the
Because
curb.
at the end of the day, your happiness comes first.
Right. I think that, and I find that every year that ultimately I always weave my way going through all of these, and I already talked about it before, but going through these little trials and tribulations that really have questioned what is important to me as far as friendships and relationships and schoolwork and my career and my life. Um, and it's just, I feel like every year, at least for me, that always, the things that make me happy just slim down a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because all the other BS is just washing away. Because I know for me, like, it got awkwardly quiet. Hold on.
Is she done doing whatever she was doing?
She was on the phone. Um, I'm in my office, and the office doesn't have a door. So I can't just close the door.
You should put in a petition to fix that. Get a
Yeah, like,
door.
we don't have a door in the office because we don't, like, it's not a room. I mean, it's a room, but. So, like, mom can hear everything that I'm saying. But. She's talking. Mom, you're talking very low. I can hear you. But yeah, I just find that me, like, I always, these, I think the universe works in a way where every year, the more I mature, the more that I keep the things that are important to me and let go of the things that aren't or serve me. I always say if something doesn't serve you, don't don't give it time,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Um and I was talking about it today with Lauren because we went out to eat for brunch instead of working out. And cuz I kind of went through that a month ago with some like friends that were really close to me, and I had known them for a really long time, and she was asking me about it, the whole situation. I was like, here's the deal. Because I don't want to talk about this. And frankly, I don't want people to keep asking me about this because I don't care. And two, it's annoying. But I was like, at the end of the day, the reason that you don't see me picking up my phone and texting this person and this person and this person is because, one, at a certain point, I knew that I don't know when it was. It was some point in high school. I don't know. It was because I met people and had friends in my life that were a lot more like me and could tell that they were invested in like our friendship and just being there for me. Or two, just me being mature. But I knew that I wasn't going to be friends with certain people for longer than said or expected. And I just thought I would get older, like get a job, be an adult, and then you just see each other at high school reunions because that's just the way sometimes life works, right? But I literally told her, I was like, it just didn't happen that way. It had to happen this way because I think I would have just like stayed in that one-sided friendship that I don't want to be in, essentially, but I'm staying in it for own selfish reasons, and that's not doing me anything. But I said, here's the reason why I'm not picking up my phone is because that entire relationship, that friendship, I felt insecure about the friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't.
Right.
And that goes in regards to any relationship. Like, you shouldn't feel insecure about what someone else is doing or what someone else says that they're gonna do, but they don't actually do it. Like, and time again, they disappoint you. So they can talk crap about me and be really shady and whatever. I don't care because at the end of the day, I left, and this goes back to the pursuit of happiness or whatever that BS is because it wasn't making me happy and I need to make myself happy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't you, baby. It was me, okay? I'll blame myself. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Exactly. Yeah. It's like it's like it comes down to being, a spiritual type of mindset too. If you're happy,
yeah,
all that residual extra happiness will flow into other parts of your life. So you have to put
yeah,
your happiness first.
yeah. It's just like I don't care. I don't care
Yeah. I
if
just
you're.
think it's hard for some people to let go. That's, you know,
Well,
issue
yeah. I
number
mean,
one.
and plus, again, like we said, everybody goes on their own journey. But I think that it, you sometimes you just really have to sit down and like figure yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watched somebody and they were like, the longest relationship you have with someone is yourself.
Yeah.
So make it a good one, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know, that's my little preachy moment for everybody. People
um,
ain't shit. Don't hang out with them.
and that's the short, very blunt version.
Yeah, that's like the I don't know. If they're not doing anything for you, leave them because they are rude and selfish anyways.
That's the Kim version. Like the
And they got
Kim
you
blunt
really
version.
stupid birthday presents for your birthday.
Oh my goodness gracious. Uh, you
And you
crack me
reuse
up.
their birthday gift bag to give to your best friend because not because you're shady, it's just because you're cheap.
Oh my goodness gracious. You crack me up.
I don't care. Please give me. Here's the thing, and also too, I don't care because I don't do anything wrong unless do something wrong. I apologize. Like I said with Dana, I give it 6 months and then I will apologize. Just let me be petty for 6 months and then I will apologize. You know?
Yeah.
That's
I
just
get
how
it.
I operate.
It's how Kim works. So for
Well, with
anyone out
certain people,
there,
not everybody. Like not this time, but I feel like I just contradicted everything that I just said.
I feel like you did.
I know. Like find yourself and like get rid of like shitty people, but also like sometimes that you were really petty and then you apologize and you become friends again. It's only sometimes.
Well, yeah, yeah, for sure. It's only,
I
it
do that
is
a lot though. I
only
contradict
sometimes,
myself.
you know?
What?
Yeah, I agree. It's only sometimes. Like Dana is a um,
Right.
good
But
comparison.
like she matured a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least from when the point that know her, she definitely matured a lot. Not that she wasn't mature before,
Yeah.
but
But you matured also because it takes a lot of guts to apologize for something. Like in general, I've said this to a lot of people. I've been like a supervisor figure too. I made this comment once and people just looked at me strange, but it's true. It's like it's easier to lie and harder to apologize, you know, cuz it's the easy way
yeah.
out. Or it's
Well,
easy to
nobody wants to admit that they're wrong. Nobody wants to
yeah.
look at themselves as the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's easier to like point fingers at someone and be like, you did this, blah, 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 when in actuality, you did it, right? But no one wants to admit to themselves that they were the reason that stuff happened. So it's
When
easier to
I
put blame.
anytime that I've apologized, like for the instance with Dana, I never apologized for um what I said. I apologized for how I went about it.
Right.
And then I explained this is why I felt this way is because of X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still in that moment that's what I felt at
Mm-hmm.
that moment. But the way I went about it was really harsh and rude and
Mm-hmm.
frankly selfish. Um and so I apologize for that. But I still mean what I felt, if that makes sense.
No, that makes total sense. I think,
Yeah, I just you as in me should have delivered it in a more empathetic and probably
yeah,
not as like rude
yeah.
text
Because, like,
fight conversation.
yeah, I know you've matured from this situation because A, you
Yo,
realized.
I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what happened. Like, so I don't even remember. Like, so, what do I have to be petty about? I don't. It's
Yeah,
not even in my brain wave. Okay.
yeah. Like, I think it shows a sign of maturity when you recognize, what you've done wrong in this situation. Because, like you said, you felt that way. It's just the way you delivered it and delivered not some. A lot of people deliver what they mean, but have it fueled by their emotions. And your
Right.
emotions can make something look 100 times worse than it actually is. You
Yeah,
know.
and also too, certain emotions can mask other emotions. Like ultimately, I said these things because I was upset that like I felt our friendship was like MIA. But
Mm-hmm.
again, I masked that with anger,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. No, I've done similar things. Um, but yeah, it shows a lot of maturity that you're like, oh wait, like why did I acted like this? And the fact that you reached out to have a legit conversation with her, you didn't hold back on how you were feeling. You still told her, but you told her in a better manner.
Yeah. And also I'm like, dude, I don't even you know what's funny? When we were talking cuz I reached out to her on Instagram and then I was like we both deleted each other's numbers. So I was like, here's my number because I was like, can I have your number again? Because Miss Petty Boots deleted. She goes, it's fine, I deleted it too. I go, that's so iconic. We didn't even talk about the situation,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Some people just I don't know. But this yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Although do you have any words, Lo?
I don't think he does. He's trying to get
My
like.
cat is sitting on my computer. Buddy. Buddy, what are you doing? Go away. So annoying.
Kim's
I
cat
have to work
voice,
out.
everyone.
Every time we podcast, I'm about to go work out, and then I do it for like 10 minutes, and I get so bored. Because
You
I don't have
do.
my treadmill.
Are you supposed to work out after this?
Yeah.
Are you
I don't
going
have my
to?
treadmill, though. I'm gonna try, because I have it in like a couple days.
Oh my goodness gracious. You need a motivation partner.
Yeah, I know. I might have one. So.
I thought Lauren was it until you told me you didn't work out this morning.
It's 20 degrees outside.
Oh, boo-hoo.
And plus, she already worked out.
Oh.
Because she's a tryhard. She's like, yeah, I'm up. I just came back from the gym. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I go, you're so insane.
With a broken foot.
With a broken foot. Like, get real. Come on.
I can't wait to have her on.
I know. She's very excited.
Is she really?
Yeah.
How's it?
No, she's not. She's actually very bummed about it. She's like, she has to feel... No, she's excited. How long have we been going, D? Get off your phone.
I'm ordering food, okay. A. B. We've been going for almost an hour and a half.
Okay. What are you ordering?
Chinese.
Oh, fatty.
I didn't have any lunch. What do I want?
I don't have any lunch. Is this a good place to stop?
I think so. What do you
Cool.
think?
I think so too. We'll end it on a high note.
On a high note. Is that the high note? Or are we gonna say high note?
Are we gonna sing a high note?
Okay.
Should I talk about my my brand partnership?
I thought you wanted to.
I did, but the conversation didn't get around to it, so it's irrelevant now. But I mean, we'll talk about it next time.
Okay. Yeah, save stuff for next time.
Wow, this is Danielle. Can you?
I'm
you're
sorry. I'm hungry.
Can you focus? Okay.
Okay, I'll focus for 2 minutes.
Focus for 2 minutes. You'll eat when you die. Thanks for listening to my giant spiel, everybody.
Which one? There was multiple
All.
in this. All the
All of
spiels.
All the spiels. We appreciate it.
We really do. So, on the next podcast, we're actually going to have another guest. Which,
Are we putting them out in this order?
I mean, if we don't, I can just cut this out.
No, it's okay.
If we're being honest, if we don't, I'll just edit this out.
No, it's okay. No, do it in this order. Makes it easier. Okay, who's our next guest?
Monica, it's someone that Kim doesn't know.
No, but did she schedule it?
She said Saturday. I have to confirm the time with her.
This Saturday?
Yeah!
I didn't get a notification.
Because I have
Monica.
to schedule the time with her, and then I'll send it.
Okay. Well, let me know, because I'm actually going out Saturday morning.
Oh, are you? Well, I mean, our morning is not your morning.
Okay. Well, I'm very excited.
I know. Someone that Kim doesn't know.
I'm excited. She takes pictures of, like, naked men, huh?
Well,
fun.
I mean, that wasn't on purpose.
Anyways,
That was on accident.
We'll save it for next week. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And goodbye.
Bye.